episode is two parts. First part, we are going to talk about NCAAs, men's and women's. And then we're going to check in on my training and on a practice that I did with Metro to finish out the second week of my preparation for Olympic trials. Now, first things first, NCAAs, oh my gosh. The swimming that has happened in the last 2 weeks is just unbelievable. Both the men's and women's sides. You got Gretchen Walsh on the women's side. The woman is phenomenal. And of course, Marchand. It's just, those times are insane. 44.8 for a woman in the 100 free, 47, 100 fly, 48, 100 back, and then Marchand with all of his stuff. That guy has to be the most versatile swimmer ever. I don't care who you're talking about, Caleb Dressel, Natalie Coughlin, Michael Phelps. He defines versatility. Sprint to distance, every single stroke. Olympics is going to be very exciting. We all know how great those swimmers are. We're not going to talk about them. We're going to do this ESPN style. We're going to go 5 topics, 5 minutes. That's 1 minute each. Here are the topics. Here's the clock. Here we go. Bob Bowman is leaving ASU after winning the national championship to replace Eddie Reese at Texas, and he's only one of 2 guys who could keep that dynasty going without skipping a beat, him and Dave Durden out of Cal. Anybody else, you're looking at 5 to 6 years of rebuilding at least, and everybody assumes that this just puts Texas right back on top of the podium because ASU has all these big name scorers who I'm sure would probably like to follow Bob, but you've got to consider the money, the scholarships. Those guys are probably getting close to full, if not full, scholarships. They can't just be thrown into the mix with their scholarships if Texas is already pretty close to maxed out. The other impact that this is going to have is on the women's program. Bob is going to be the director of swimming over men and women, but Carol Capitani is still the women's head coach. If Reagan Smith, who's been training under Bob, comes with him and trains with the women or the men, that changes the women's fortune significantly if she competes for Texas. The biggest loser from Bob leaving ASU might not actually be ASU. It might be the UVA men's team. That team has struggled the last couple of years. 10th 2 years ago, 15th last year, 17th this year, but that's all supposed to change in 2 years when they pick up 2 of the best high school recruits ever, Thomas Haleman and Maximus Williamson. But if you are one of those 2 guys looking at what is happening, the Mecca being created in Austin, 4-year events, and you compare that to UVA, which has declined, which has very good talent, but not world-class talent, and you are an Olympic hopeful, how do you not reconsider? And you know they're getting pressure to reconsider because them and every other recruit are putting out messages like this that they are all in. At some point, that pressure might get through, especially to Williamson, who is from Texas. He really wanted to go to Texas. If Williamson bails, that just leaves Haleman, who supposedly loves UVA, but love can only take you so far. All right, back to the actual meets themselves. Best event for men and for women, not to be confused with best swim, which would obviously go to Walsh and Marchand, but best performance put in across 8 lanes. On the men's side, it's got to be the 100 backstroke. It took 44.5 to get in, only half a second separated 1st to 8th out of prelims, and one of the 3 guys who went 44.5 didn't make it into finals. He was in consoles. Then in finals, you had the 5th year, Brendan Burns, winning it all out of lane 1. And another 5th year getting 2nd. So very exciting. On the women's side, giving some love to distance, going with the 500. Only 3 seconds separated those ladies 1st to 8th out of prelims. And then it was a super tight race for 2nd in finals. You had 3 ladies who were about half a second apart from each other. And Anna Peplowski, who ended up getting 3rd, she was 5th at the 450 with just 50 yards to go and just came roaring home. Awesome to see that in a 500. Worst event, and we are talking about some of the best swimmers in the world competing at one of the fastest meets in the world. I get it. It is all relative to the awesomeness that is NCAA swimming. But the 2 events that just didn't quite do it for me this year, on the men's side, the mile. I'm sorry, distance swimmers. I know I gave the love earlier and now I'm taking it back, but it was kind of underwhelming. The top guy going into it, Sarkani, 14.23. He won it with a 14.30. The top 2 guys, sophomores, the next 2 guys, freshmen. So maybe some big things coming in the years ahead. But the seasoned veterans struggled a bit. Ross Dant, who got 2nd last year, unfortunately 15th this year. On the women's side, really splitting hairs on this one, but I'm going with the 200 fly. You had some fifth years and some seniors in there, a lot of them who I feel like coulda, shoulda, woulda done a little bit better. And Emma Stickland, who won it last year with a 149.9, she went 150.9 this year. But again, the women crushed it across the board, so we're splitting hairs. Number 5 on the list, Liam Bell. And if you know this guy's story, you know why he's on my list and why it touches a heartstring, because he's a perfect example of less is more working. You see, this guy was 50.7 in the 100 breaststroke last year, looking like this. And supposedly over the summer, he barely touched the water, swimming like 1 to 2 times a week, but spending a ton of time in the weight room, getting more powerful, more explosive, more athletic. And as a result, this year he looked like this. And goes 49.5 in the 100 breaststroke, which is just mind-blowing. I didn't think anybody in that field was going to touch Ian Finnerty's record of 49.6. And it's just so awesome to see another example of somebody bucking the traditional wisdom of more is more and breaking away from that, doing less is more and succeeding. And not only did he succeed, but he blew away the field. Just an awesome race. There you go. 5 topics, 5 minutes. I would love to hear your thoughts on Bowman, ASU, UVA, best event, worst event from NCAAs, and Liam Bell in the comments below. On that note, don't forget to like and subscribe, please and thank you. I know I forgot to do that earlier, Mark. Don't give me too much shit about it. On to the second part of our episode. Checking in on my training, how it's going. I swam with Metro again, long course practice at the end of week 2 of my preparation to make Olympic trials at the age of 42. Here it is. All right, I'm back at Metro practice. We did 2,000 warm up. Right now, main set 12 200s, long course. Luckily, it's broken around 6 minutes. The odds are swim fast, 450s, taking different rests each time, like 15 seconds rest, 20 seconds rest, 25 seconds rest as we go through. Evens or kick is basically everything you got. We've already done 3. I got 9 more. I think I'm starting to lose functionality here. Oh, 450s, 25 seconds rest. Breast free, breast free.
Together, but we've got to get deeper on that kick.
I can use that.
When I try to go fast, it feels like I'm really, I feel like a dead fish. Oh yeah.
All right, halfway. Starting over 450s, 15 seconds rest.
Breakfast, bro. Oh, you have to be dying, dude. My energy right now is like...
I'm pulling this round.
Body looks ahead of everybody.
The lifeguard is standing up. Oh my God. He's not going to make it.
All right, we're running out of time, so we're cutting it down to 10 200s is the last one, number 10. It's supposed to be kick, because evens are kick. I'm gonna do this one swim, because I didn't like that last one with the pull. Last one, fast one. All right, everything I got. Here we go.
slowly. Yes. Yeah, you gotta follow that. Kim Tolman.
Whoo, that was some work. Good work, but man, oh, I haven't done that kind of stuff in at least 6 years. I'm just thankful it wasn't like 10 200s breaststrokes straight. That was not gonna fly. And during warm-up, one of the guys was saying, I think we're doing 12 200 IMs, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I think I'd rather get waxed. Whew. So thankfully it was broken up with the 50s and the kick, and it was only 10. But man, I felt like I held up pretty well on that. The times, they were a little bit better than like the last long course practice I had, and my biceps I feel like held up better than the last long course practice, so I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, but the times still aren't there. You know, I had to be a little bit conservative with the 50s. I couldn't just attack them. I couldn't do them all breaststroke. I had to throw in a little bit of freestyle, and the fourth 50 each time was pretty relaxed, if you couldn't tell from the video. It wasn't just me dying. And the kick was rough. Like, I haven't done that much, you know, I've been doing a bunch of kicking short course meters at like 400s and shoot work, parachute work, and it's just not the same as kicking, you know, straight 100, 200 long course. Oh man, it's good work. So anyway, that was 4,300 meters for today. I've still got one more practice this week. Tomorrow is Saturday, so that'll put me at about 15,000 for the week, which is about 50% more than I was doing at this point last year, which is great. I just have to be sure that I don't put the blinders on and only see that goal, you know, that I have at the end of the season, and just dig myself into a hole. Because a lot of people do that. It's just like, oh, I got to get there, and they just work too hard. So take it day by day. I got one more week of hard work and then a recovery week. So yeah, just keep on keeping on. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well with your swimming. Good luck with it. Good luck with this season. Swim different, swim faster.